What I ate as a vegan in Berlin, Germany. Berlin is Germany's capital and also its most populous city with 3.7 million inhabitants. According to Happy Cow, there are a whopping 127 vegan restaurants and 125 pure vegetarian restaurants. We went to Miss Vegan, an all vegan Vietnamese restaurant. For an appetizer, we got tofu with shiitake mushroom wrapped in betel leaf, which I hadn't heard of betel leaf before. I'm not sure if I've eaten it before, but it didn't have too strong of a flavor. We also got the tofu with seitan in a dark sauce that came in a clay pot with a side salad and jasmine rice, and also had the tofu with oyster mushroom wrapped in seaweed, served with a lot of dill on top, flavored with lemongrass, and it was served steaming. Everything at Miss Vegan was so flavorful, so fresh, and delicious. I had dinner at Vaust, an all-vegan restaurant serving German food, and that also brews its own beer. The menu changes monthly. Started off with the Vesper platter, which was a paprika and garlic sausage, a beetroot sausage, mustard cream, pickled veg, apple and onion lard, remoulade, and fresh bread. And I will say the onion lard was the standout winner. It was such an interesting taste and texture, unlike anything I've had before. I wonder if it had coconut oil in it because it had sort of a coldness to it. It was really great. The bread was fantastic, and the sausages were wonderful. We also had the miso spetzel, which was fried, and it was in a creamy sauce with seitan bacon, a paprika garlic cream, parsley, and roasted shallots. Another stunner was the seitan schnitzel. This piece of vegan meat was huge. It was so thin. It was battered and fried. It came with a cucumber sesame salad, which sort of cut the richness, and also a delicious cranberry sauce and lemon. While my stomach does not handle fried foods all too well, I am so glad that I got to try this traditional dish. It was amazing. I went to FREA, an all-vegan bakery. I had a delicious piece of oily focaccia and a sweet pastry with pastry cream and fruit that was like a Queen Amman. Also on the menu was something described as bruschetta, but it was a little different. It was toasted focaccia with cherry tomatoes, but a eggplant cream and a black olive crumble, basil, and sunflower cress. The entire bakery case at FREA looked amazing, and I wish we could have gone back multiple times. I went to Vöner, which is an all-vegan restaurant serving vegan doner kebab. I got the Vöner on the kebab bread with chili tomato sauce. The vegan meat is roasted on a spit. It has really fresh salad, lots of veg. It was spectacular. I went to Umi Vegan, an all-vegan Asian restaurant that mostly served Vietnamese cuisine, as well as some Japanese dishes like sushi. I ordered tofu and veg in a brown sauce and the fried spring rolls with a sweet and sour sauce. This meal was good, in fact delicious, but I was so spoiled with all of the great Vietnamese cuisine I had on this trip that this stood out as just average and wasn't the best I had, but it was still fantastic. There are 2 vegan dessert stalls at Careve, an upscale department store. Both have multiple locations around the city. The first is called Round and Edgy, and they market themselves as New York City style cookies. I wasn't sure what that was, but I think it's more American style with the fudgy underbakedness. These were indeed some of the best cookies. I've ever had. The salted chocolate chip and the blueberry streusel, both perfect in different ways. Brammibals is the second. It's all vegan donuts, and we tried the donut with strawberry icing, and I could not resist the pretzel-shaped donut. It was just a regular glazed donut. I forewent some really creative, delicious, interesting toppings because I liked the physical appearance of this donut. Both were delicious. Actually, a little on the oily side. I didn't mind. It made a nice treat. I went to Dervish, an all-vegan Uzbek restaurant, and I've never had Uzbek food before. I was in for a real treat. This ended up being my favorite meal of the entire trip. I got the Monty plate, which are steamed dumplings. These were filled with a light pumpkin filling. It wasn't really seasoned, it just spoke for itself. There was also on the plate house-made pickled veg, a salad called achichuk, which had tomatoes, cucumbers, kohlrabi, lettuce, parsley, and spices, and also a sauce called chaka, which was a yogurt-based sauce, and what was described as pita bread, but it was definitely different than what I'm used to for pita bread, and everything was incredibly flavorful, just had a unique profile. We also tried another Monty, this time filled with a potato filling, which was a little more flavorful. And we got a side of the achik sauce, which is a tomato chili based sauce. Also, the Dervish stew, which had soy protein, very paprika, tomatoes, potatoes, herbs, and spices. We also had one of their iced teas and a special herbal hot tea. If you go anywhere in Berlin to eat vegan food, I think it should be Dervish. This gets my highest recommendation. I went to the all-vegan ice cream shop, which is around the corner from Dervish, called Bio Eiscafe Caramello. I honestly forget what flavor I had. The trip was a few weeks ago, but it was really delicious. Of the ice creams I've had on the trip, it was creamier, which I really, really love out of my vegan ice cream. I went to the Sanctuary, which is an all-vegan bakery. By the time I got there, which was late in the day, all of their sweets were gone, and there was only a couple of savory options. I went with the cacio e pepe focaccia, which was a thinner focaccia. The cheese was like a vegan Parmesan, and it had really nice black cracked pepper. It was delicious. We went to Quy Nguyen Vegan Living, an all-vegan Vietnamese restaurant. This was one of the few establishments that was cash only, so don't forget to bring your euros. Here we had the most delicious, fluffy steamed bao, a curry, and a noodle dish that had a lot of fresh veg and fried tofu. I also got what started to be my favorite drink of the trip, a sweetened iced tea with lime. I really enjoyed this meal. Everything was solid and delicious. We went to Vedang, an all-vegan food stand located in the small food court in the Bikini Mall. Vedang is a chain and has other locations around the city. It offers standard fast food with wraps, fries, and burgers. I got the donor wrap, which had thinly sliced vegan meat, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, red onion, and a creamy sauce on a tortilla. It was good, but it does not hold a candle to Vöner, which had that really delicious bread and highly seasoned meat. But this was a nice, quick meal. I also got the chicken nuggets with a side of barbecue sauce. The barbecue was a little sweet. I'm also a little bit picky about my barbecue sauce, but the chicken nuggets were solid.